So do you think it's better if we do the marketplace or the e-commerce model for this business?
Yeah, I think marketplace is very hard and very late, really very late.
It's kind of like Lazada's marketplace model. It's not like Tokopedia actually. So
It's more like commission scheme.
yeah.
Sure, I mean, I still think it's fairly late because there are quite a few of these already, right? Like people trying to do marketplaces, aren't they? Am I wrong?
Okay, I think the big one is only Tokopedia, while as the niche is the growing one is Klapa.
So,
The niche marketplace, the growing one is Klapa.com, focusing on arts.
It's like Etsy.
okay,
Yeah,
let's see.
like Etsy, and
Okay,
they just get funded by arts and GFC.
okay, I see.
Like some handmade
Handmade
crafts.
Handmade crafts.
Right.
So maybe the kind of success stories like us is in China, Lama Hui.
Which one?
Lamahui.com in China.
Wow, I don't even know. I mean, I'm surprised actually.
Yeah, it's like a social commerce focusing in children.
I'm sorry.
Social commerce focusing in children.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like if you, my general take on this, like if you choose to do a vertical, right, say kids or whatever, it's hard to do a marketplace because you have to like control the experience, the whole end-to-end, right? Media, selling, everything, right? Yeah, I think it's fairly hard because it's not a huge demand kind of thing, right? You know, even like say like fashion, for example, right? Which is, you could say, huge demand, very widespread, right? Targets women, but even then, I mean, you look at like Shopee, what they've done, how much, right? You know, so a lot of money has gone into marketplaces, say Shopee, Elevenia, right? Q10, all the tier 2 marketplaces. You know, they've done, I mean, each one has raised, what, $20, $30 million, right? Mostly nothing for this kind of marketplaces. So, yeah, I think it's fairly hard to do. Whereas if you say, you know, you have less capital, you want to do a niche idea, yeah, because the issue about marketplaces also is that the fact that you have to give up a lot of control to the sellers, right? Like if you look at the stuff that people sell on Shopee and Tokopedia, I mean, the pictures are crap, right? You know, you don't know who these guys really are, right? Even the payments are hassle, you know, all these issues.
What if we control all the inventory?
Then it's not really a marketplace, right?
Yeah, it's like
It's kind of like hybrid actually.
Hybrid.
But we control the sellers and we control all the products. So it's kind of like Lazada.
yeah, it's on like what Lazada is doing actually.
I see.
So I'm one of the sellers in Lazada,
Sure. Uh-huh.
but I'm doing all the shipment and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, they just like forward the order to me.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically they still do the QC and stuff for my
Right.
pictures
I
and
see.
what I'm actually delivering the stuff
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of stuff, maybe, but you need to have huge skill, right? Lazada is able to get huge skill because they pump a lot of money, they burn money every single day, right? To get the users to come in, right? Yeah, marketplaces for most of the time is really about money game. No money, no talk. Right? I mean, look at every single one of them, how much they burn. Right? Even with all the burning, right, it's still hard to say that Tokopedia or Bukalapak or Lazada or Matari Mall, you know, who is really the winner, right? Who knows, right? You know, same thing in China happened, right? Burn a lot of money, but you know, but Taobao managed to scale it, right? But you don't see any kids marketplaces in China. You don't see it in Japan, right? You know what I mean? Like the only marketplaces outside of Taobao that I see in China that are unicorns, right? Just Melishuo and Mobujie, right? Both of them, fashion. Why fashion? Because it's really big demand, very mass market, right? It's not niche vertical. Right? outside of that, I mean, you don't see many marketplaces, right? Do you? I don't.
It's more to e-commerce than.
And even those two, right? I think especially Medisho in China, they started as media, and because they got a lot of traffic, slowly over the years, then they became a marketplace. Right? They started just as personal, like women uploading their stuff to be seen, like Instagram videos. Yeah. So I mean, I'm pretty pessimistic about marketplaces in general. If you want to pursue this kind of idea, I say do content, do the vertical, stay focused on it. You might not make money for years, but at least you have a working product. Right? You go down the marketplace route, I don't even see how you get any users. Is it? I mean, do you focus on toys, or do you say do it more broadly, like kids products?
We're going to do toys first.
Toys first.
So our aim is to get the most SKU of toys in the first 6 months.
Sure.
Then after that we scale it until we become very good at toys. Like
Right.
we have all the SKUs and then we scale it one by one.
Right. I mean, here's the other thing that maybe it's not the best thing to say, right? But there are some businesses that actually should just go on Lazada and sell. Right? You could argue toys one of them. Is there a need for a toys marketplace? I'm not sure. Right? Maybe it's better just selling toys on Lazada or Mata Revolve, right?
Actually, not really. Actually, they're confused if they buy it in Lazada and stuff.
Okay.
It's not structured
Right.
to general and like the category and then the age.
And it's like this. It's the way that this kind of this discussion is like, if you have a physical store, Toys R Us, right? Do you put that store into, say, Central Park or Ganara City, or do you go out to, Bekasi somewhere, Tangra, buy a piece of land and build your own toy store? You know what I mean? Right. There are pros and cons to each, right? But it depends on your strategy, right? What's your ultimate goal? You say, hey, one day, if I build this toy store in the middle of nowhere out there, right? A lot of people will rush and buy, from this toy store, and I can also start to sell, space in that toy store to toy merchants, right? It could be one strategy. But if you want to sell toys, you could just go to Central Park and open the store. You know what I mean? So that's I think the question asking me. Do you build marketplace or do you build more vertical, right? So
by vertical you mean e-commerce?
yeah, I mean if you build, let's say okay, I want to sell toys on marketplace, right? I can build my own toy marketplace, or I can just go sell on Lazada, right? The analogy is, do you go sell on Central Park or open up your mall somewhere, right? In a much more remote location. Right. These are to me, these are comparables. Yeah, I mean, yes. At the end of the day, you could, if your objective is to sell toys and you go and build your own mall somewhere in Bekasi, your problem might be that no one ever comes to visit your toy store ever, right? You know what I mean? Hope I haven't.
No, I just have curiosity.
Right,
What
yes.
if they turn it to something more specialized for toys? So you know how some people are crazy about some things like Star Wars or like anime
Right,
and
right.
all those type of figurines
Yep.
and all those kind of stuff. Why have you changed the market and target them instead?
Yeah, it could be, but as I said, once you go down the path, you're vertical, right? Vertical niche, once you're vertical, you don't have to be a marketplace. You know what I mean? You can control a lot of it. Because marketplace means you give them control to the merchants. Yeah, I mean you could. If you really feel like anime and some specialized toys would be a great way to do business, then yeah, you could try that. You can do content, you can sell some stuff, right? But you don't have to be a marketplace.
It's more towards like e-commerce business.
Yeah, like a straightforward, e-commerce business. Yeah.
As an e-commerce, do they have to buy their own products and put as an inventory, or they put it another way?
Depends on your strategy, actually. I mean, if you some people get away with not holding inventory, right? Yeah, because of strategy. But if you want to ensure a good experience, then you need to hold inventory, right? Otherwise, how do you guarantee that this thing is there when people buy it?
They're actually doing a lot of things for that. Like Lazada, they do penalties for merchants who doesn't sell the item.
Right.
Target. So when you don't sell the item, they give the 100,000 to the customers back.
I see. Sure.
Things like that.
But if you do that in your mall, right, your marketplace, the merchants might never want to go there, right? To sell.
It's harder.
Right.
It's new, yeah.
No, because it's new. It's because you don't have $1 billion, right? Lazada can afford to spend $1 billion to acquire users, right? So that's why merchants always go back, because they give me a lot of shit, but they bring me up like 100,000 users every day, right? Can you? So that's the difference.
Same thing with us.
Different. I think you guys are trying to solve different problems. It's good, right? But I would say that you have different sets of things you should think about, right? I think for you guys, the MVP is clearer. What you want to do is clearer, right? But you ask yourself, how big is this market, right? 2% of $2 billion.
This is our first targeted, the one that we are confident enough.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, which is why I see you guys probably are closer to MVP, right? You grow the MVP. If you go to investors a year or two from now, maybe something compelling, right? By then, and maybe by then, the B2C market, the retail market is big enough to justify a startup. Bro. Growing traffic.
So this is like a
Repeat.
repeat. Sure.
I see.
But it's a good thing because sometimes like if people say this different thing, it's a bit neutral.
Right.
But if it's
Well, I mean, I'm not talking about the huge thoughts.
I think if they change to more otaku and those crazy fans people, I think it would be more successful because there's always big adults buying toys.
That's true, and you would have less need to do to pay. I mean, if you're doing something that's more niche, more fan based, right, then you don't need to pay so much money to acquire users, right? Sure. Traffic for marketing. So the question is about how do we acquire users, right? Obviously, Facebook and Google are the two best channels, right? Depends on what you're doing. E-commerce, more Google, right? If you're games and media, it's more Facebook, right? For both of these, there are free ways to do it, cheap ways to do it, and really expensive ways to do it, right? But in general, in the Facebook world now, you get what you pay for, right? You pay more money for a user, it's better quality. You pay peanuts, you get monkeys, right? So Yeah, that's what it is. Unfortunately, user acquisition is about. I just go back to my same point. It's really about money and it's about discipline around the data. You can have a lot of money, but if you have no discipline, you're going to waste it, right? If you have a lot of IQ and discipline but no money, forget it. Yeah, games and media Facebook is better for that to bring users. Facebook is not great for e-commerce, right? But Google is. It's because Google is very close to the intent, basically, right? People search, they have a lot of data on you about that.
Simple yang sisanya nggak ada asosiasi saya hanya 1,5 kalau tetap selesai dan makanya cuma segitu cuy ngerti nggak kalau marketing besar perusahaan yang